Hi and welcome to this Management Studio training video. I'm Ben Cook and I'm going to be talking you through dashboards today. So let's start out by taking a look at the public dashboard. So to do that I come into the panel on the left here and I can open up my public dashboards, and I'm going to open up the Management Studio dashboard here. Now within that dashboard I've got a number of what we call panels, and they are effectively the tabs here. So I've got different panels showing different parts of data. Now what I can do if I want to drill into some of that data is I can open up this area here. I can select one of the bars, so for example validating or migrating. There are 255 devices in migrating, so what I can do is hit that data mine button once I've selected on the bar, and I can data mine those 255 items. And of course I can add reporting tiers, such as looking at the applications on each of those devices by adding the reporting tier and running that report. And very quickly I can see the 16,000, almost 17,000 records displayed, so one device with all the apps and so on. So that's how we look at an existing dashboard. Let's now think about how we would customize that dashboard. So to do that I come into the dashboard designer on the left here, and by default that will open up the dashboard that I was just looking at. And within here we can see those various panels. So I can come into my devices panel and I can see those what we call charts that I was just looking at a moment ago. So this is the device process totals that I was just looking at a moment ago. Now this individual chart can be edited, so I can select it, and then if I want to I could change something like the titles or the text, or perhaps I want to change the color palette that's being used. Or I could change the chart altogether, so I could change the variant here or the chart type. Lots of different options in there to play with. And once I'm ready to save that, what I can do is I can come in and go Menu, Save Dashboard. Now note that because this is actually the public dashboard that I'm trying to save, it pops up and says because I don't own it I can't save over the top, so it suggests a new title for the dashboard. And so I could save that down to one of my own dashboards. I could, if I wanted to, set it to my default as well, and I can make this public to all or not if I like. I'm going to cancel that because what I want to do is create a new dashboard. To create a new dashboard I come into the menu and I come to New Dashboard. And what that will do is it will create one individual panel with no charts in it. I'd like this panel to be a user migration focused panel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into the panel options and set user data source, and that means that by default all the widgets that I add in here, or charts, are going to be using the user's data source. So I want some user migration based charts, so I come in here and what I'm going to do is have a look at what's available, and I'm going to add one chart by dragging it like this to the top left, and that's the user migrations in the different processes. Now again I can change the title, the color palette and so on. Let's add another chart in here. So what about user migration readiness? So I'll drag that one there. Now be aware, if you want to resize one of these charts I can use the minus here and the arrow to make it smaller and bigger, and the same vertically, smaller and bigger. And let's think about adding another couple of charts. So what else have we got? So there's another readiness chart here, so I'm going to drag that one on underneath my first readiness chart. And then finally let's add a heat map. So we've got this biggest blueprint by user migration, so I can add that one there. Okay, I think I'm ready to save my new dashboard. So I'm going to come into menu again and save dashboard, and I'm going to call this my users test dashboard. I can put in a description, I can make it my default, I can make it public, but for now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit save new. Now because that's a new dashboard I need to restart the client to be able to see that, so I hit restart. It restarts the client, and then what we'll be able to see is that dashboard is now available. So if I come in under the dashboards area now we'll see I've got my new dashboard available. So my users test dashboard, if I select that, then I can see my new dashboard. And if you notice, I've got no data in here, and that's because I've made an intentional mistake. What I'm going to do is come back into my dashboard designer. I'm going to come to the panel users data source, and it's really important that you tell it which data it should use. In this case, I want all user migrations, so I'm going to select that, save that again. I'll use the same name, save it over the top, so I update existing. And now when I come into that dashboard, we can see that we've got the data in here as we wanted. So that hopefully gives you a good overview on dashboards, how to view them, how to edit, and how to create new ones. Thanks very much.